We're being told that the first attack took place when an attacker on a motorbike detonated his explosives outside of a key Afghan intelligence directorate almost 30 minutes after that, according to the spokesman for the police chief of Kabul, Hashmat Stanekzai. An attacker posing as a journalist with a camera detonated his explosives inside media, emergency, and police who are at the area. Unfortunately, we are at this stage getting some very dreadful news that some of my colleagues may be among those wounded and killed. I was speaking to a colleague of mine, a cameraman who was there, and he just still is shocked because for him, he's alive by chance. So the fact that many media employees or among those affected just shows you how dangerous Afghanistan remains as a country, not only for a journalist but for everyone else. Here you have to live by chance, really, and the fact that this area was targeted is a clear breach of intelligence and security failures. That's almost now a disease that's spreading wide and far across the country, including here in Kabul.
This must now again raise very serious questions about the forthcoming election and whether it can really be carried out in any safety.
I think that is the fear, but more than the election, it's the everyday life of the people of Afghanistan that is fraught with such dangers. I mean, no one should really accept that when you leave home here in Afghanistan, whether it's here in Kabul or elsewhere, that you may not come back alive. And I think that's the dilemma here in Afghanistan, and that the security of the people of Afghanistan, the security of everyday ordinary men and women is not guaranteed. That's despite billions of dollars of investment and also the blood that has been shed here. So unfortunately, peace and security remains elusive, and unfortunately Afghanistan remains a very dangerous country to be a journalist. We're still waiting to hear more, but as I was coming to speak to you, a colleague from AFP was confirming that one of their leading photographers, Sarwary, who has covered Afghanistan over the last 17 years or so, was no more among us. And I mean, if that is the case, I think this will really be sad, because people like Sarwary has given the people of Afghanistan a voice through his photography, traveling across the country, and we're still waiting to hear more. But a spokesman for the health ministry has confirmed that at least 7 people are confirmed killed, at least 20 people are wounded. Those are not final figures. I can still hear the sirens of the ambulances. The area is almost a kilometer away from me, and what should be the most secure part of Kabul.
Questions too now, more questions for the security services and their seeming inability to keep the country safe.
One of the biggest problems here in Afghanistan is that when a security minister or head of intelligence or interior minister or defense minister goes to the Afghan parliament and tries to get a vote of confidence, that process is done in secrecy. And I think there's been a lot of criticism over the last few years of the failures by those security ministries, specifically the intelligence and interior ministry. And I think what I saw even last night driving back from a family wedding, there was this constant process of checking. After checking, vehicles were being searched because there was some tips that an attack was imminent. So again, I think what you see is a failure. I think what you see is a culture of impunity, and what you see is that the people of Afghanistan continue to pay with their lives when no one is really brought and questioned and justice is provided. I think what you also see is the ability of the militant groups that can really strike, despite claims by resolute support in Afghan officials that the backbone or momentum of the Taliban and Daesh is broken. Well, yet again, we see their ability, they can strike at will. And I think, unfortunately, that will be a very dangerous feature of this conflict for many years to come.
Bilal Sarwary from Kabul in Afghanistan with that breaking news of 2 explosions in Kabul. Thank you very much.